Yeah. So now in the PBS, we are not using cloning kind of capabilities. We are using streaming capabilities, and for the streaming purpose, like we need to take one master image. On that, we need to install PBS target device, and that PBS target device we are converted into Vdisk. So then, this first device, when it is converted into Vdisk, still it is booting from the hard disk itself. But from the second mission onwards, whatever the devices we are creating, all those will boot from the
It
first
is
device will boot from hard disk. Okay, so that is this mission. And the next, whatever the missions we are creating, all those will boot
it is
from the vdisk. Those will get created, and even multiple devices also can boot from the vdisk. From the single vdisk, multiple devices can boot. Okay, so this is the target device, and this has been automatically converted into vdisk. Okay, so come to that pvs server. Yeah, so now this is the device, and this first device, if you see here, this is booting from hard disk itself. It is booting from the hard disk itself, and that's details are going to store in the PBS store.
this IP address is taken.
Yeah, that is IP address it got, but that device is going to bind it based on the MAC ID. Okay, so whenever the device boots, like first the device will go to network booting wise DHCP server. DHCP server we have configured 66 and 67 scope options with the boot server. Then the boot file is a ardbp32.bin, and once it is booted, then it's going to identify what is the master image we have. Then that master image or whatever the database is going to search in the previous database, what is the corresponding MAC ID and which vdisk has been assigned. Based on that, that's going to boot. Okay, say in the C drive we created the store, right? Come to that store in the C drive.
See, right?
Yeah, in the C drive you come.
So do we need a DHCP server dedicated to the Citrix environment, or can
No,
we
no, that's a
use like
normal,
just the
normal,
general
normal,
DHCP,
normal,
just the
normal.
normal?
It's normal one itself. In that, we are configuring this 66 and 67 options.
Okay,
Will
because I know this Citrix heavily rely on DHCP
yes,
when it's like
especially PBS wise, it's going to be, and we have virtually will have hundreds of thousands of devices, right? Hence, we need to have the DHCP also will play the vital role. We can't assign the IPs manually.
right, that's correct. Because and Citrix is, I believe, especially for the desktop, deploying desktop, it's like heavily rely on PVS. Most of the time,
Yes,
the
yes,
issue is
large
start.
scale environments.
Yeah, most of the time, the issue is start from the PVS.
Yes,
So
yes, from the PBS and DHCP also will place.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, go to that PVS store. Yes, and now here this VDisk has been created. So I think you converted two times, right? That is the reason here we got two VDisk. Which one actually the latest one?
This one, which is showing here also.
Yeah, which one is latest? Check once. From the VDisk also we can see that. See here, we'll
This
have a master. Win remaining one for the size purpose. You can delete those in the store. Yeah. So here we have,
read this one.
yeah, those delete those files. So now here we have extension is one is VHDX file, that hard disk image is there, right? The exact what is the master image is there, that details are stored in this image, and we have PVP file and log file. Okay, so PVP file is a sidecar file. All the configuration details have been stored, vdisk properties, all those, and the hard disk image, the exact what is the master image we have, like that same thing is going to stored as a hard disk file. Like this has been converted into vdisk. Then remaining multiple devices also are going to boot from this. Sidecar file contains all the vdisk properties, all those details are stored. And if the vdisk is in the lock, to stop the tampering, it's going to be locked. Whether that vdisk is locked or not locked is going to store in the lock file. Okay, so whether that is locked or not locked is going to store in the lock file. We are going to store it. Okay, so in the log file, we are going to store. Okay, so now these all the files we have. We have finished that installation on the target device,
Finish up.
that master image.
So I always had like problem on understanding this part. Like when we update the master image and then shut down, so all the changes
Already
populate
those are converted into
to the.
vdisk. All those are converted into
That's what
vdisk.
I'm saying. All the changes will sync to the local vdisk on the PVS,
Yes, on
and
the
then
PVS
from
server,
there, it's streaming to all devices,
all the
right?
devices. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I always thinking when you shut down the vdisk or that master, so how the changes populate
that's
to
already
other,
converted. That's
yeah,
already converted
to
to
the
the
PVS
vdisk.
hard
Yes, yes.
disk,
That's the
yeah, to
reason we
the.
got that complete size also increased.
I see. Yeah, that then from there it's like syncing or
It's
streaming to
Okay.
the other. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, is it
Yeah.
done?
We can customize hardware also.
Yes, yes. Yeah, shut down this mission once it's done.
Already done close.
Shut down the
Shut.
mission. So
They
once
call it
this is
sealing,
done, we
right?
yeah,
They call
say
it,
yes,
yes,
yeah.
seal.
So better to shut down, and whenever any updates need to be done, then we'll power on this mission.
Direct we can update from here on.
Any new changes, patches, all that, like at the master image level, again we'll update the vdisk. So mostly that updating the vdisk is the most frequent activity for us. These all one-time setup.
Now we can
Okay.
create any other machine.
One second. Come to that PBS once.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now refresh once. Now that is down because that VM is down now.
IP also gone.
Okay, so now like what is the come to vdisk pool?
It is.
Vdisk pool. No, no, there itself
No, here
below
on the
servers.
left.
Yeah, left.
You know, here.
Up, up,
Yes,
yeah, that
yes, yes,
one.
vdisk pool. So now what is the mode of the vdisk? The second one, delete it.
Oh, private. So it's hold.
Second one, delete that. That's not required.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is the mode of the vdisk as of now? This
Private.
private mode. What is the concept of private mode is if the vdisk is in the private mode, only one device can boot. Already that we have shut down that master image, right? That image is going to use. Okay, but what is our concept of like PBS is multiple devices need to use that vdisk. Then like we need to change that private mode. And in the private mode, reading and writing is happening from the same vdisk itself. So reading also is possible and writing also. So now that whenever that the converter gen converter will be there in the target device, and that will write all that OS data into, to which file it will write? To that VHDX file it will write. Come to that VHDX file. In the PVS store we'll have that. Yeah, so now here what is the size of that VHDX file? We have the hard disk file, right? So here we have three files. One is PVP file, hard disk file, LOK file. Okay, so now where all those details have been stored?
On the
VDisk.
No,
PVS hard disk. Yeah.
yeah, that hard disk file, that is VHDX file, that is.
VDisk.
VHDX file, that
Yes.
is. Okay, so that size depends upon the master image. Okay, so as of now, what is your understanding of private mode? So
It
in the
means
private
read
mode,
and write, right?
yeah, only one device can boot and read and write is possible. Okay, say right click on that vdisk.
But technically, it should be only on read only, right?
Yeah, so
When
like for the first time, it need to write, right, that hard disk file need to get that all the data to imaging. We need all the data need to be written into that. That's the reason we are the first time we are keeping in the private mode.
okay,
On that vdisk master vdisk is there, right? Right click
right
on that.
on
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that
yeah.
there. Yeah, right click. Check the properties. So now here, like drop down that private image. There
Where
itself. Access mode. The drop down is the access mode drop down. So now here we need to change to standard image. Once the conversion is done, we need to change into standard mode. So in the standard mode, multiple devices can use, and that file is going to become read only. Because if the multiple devices write the data, the vdisk is going to be tampered or corrupted. That is the reason writing is not allowed. We are making that vdisk as
Read only.
read only.
we
But
will
for the first time when it is in the private mode, so only one device can boot and writing also is allowed.
So you mean like first time we configure, right? Or first time
Yeah, for
after
the first
each
time,
update, or after each update?
yes, yes. Like later before doing the update also we'll bring it into private mode itself.
Okay. So every
enable.
time update, bring it
Yes,
to
at the
private
time,
mode,
yes,
and
yes.
then after we promote or before we promote, we go back
We
to
need
the
to,
read
yes,
only.
yes, yeah. But even we have the new method versioning also is there. But at the time of creation, we are keeping private mode. Okay, so whenever we are going to change it into,
If we keep it on the standard image or read only, the changes will not written on PVS
no,
hard
no,
disk.
on the it would be written into write cache. We need to configure
Okay.
in the standard mode. We need to choose the cache mode.
So I see there's a cache
Say cache,
secret
yeah.
cleanup.
Say now here we have the cache type is the red drop down. You come cache it to the device RAM. Say cache on that device hard disk, cache on the server you choose.
Which is better?
Yeah, cache on the server.
Server is better.
Yeah, cache on mostly will choose on the because that's cheaper one. So now come to that vdisk, that store.
Keep it in RAM or server.
No, no, server.
Choose the server one.
Yeah, so come to that PVS store. You have shared path is there, right? Share path.
Yes. Share path.
Yeah. So there one directory is there, right cache.
Right. Yes.
So to that right cache, it is going to store the data.
Right now, we don't have anything.
Okay. Instead of like the hard disk grow, it's written
No,
in
no,
the
that is for the
client
other
cache.
device. Multiple
Oh,
devices will store that.
okay.
Okay, so that's
And
that's
should
In
do we need to
5 years,
delete that time to time?
no, no, automatically it would be record.
Okay.
temporary
Not,
files.
not temporary. It would be also in the storage, and definitely we need a backup all those. But once the user log off, the data would be clean up.
Oh, like any number of devices we have
Yes,
on
yes, we
the.
can add. So now we'll add a new device, and that we don't have any hard disk that will boot from the Vdisk itself. Now that will do. So come to VM, new VM you create. So here no need to give the hard disk also. Give only 2 GB or even nothing also is fine.
Leave it blank. Yeah.
Yeah. So only give 1 GB like that.
Okay.
RAM try to give 2 GB.
Yeah, it's 2 GB already.
And come to that settings, that BIOS option enable.
Says must.
Yeah. Uh, No need of ISO also. Nothing is required. And can you show that DHCP? What are the scope options you have configured? Can you show that to them in the
ESCP.
DHCP? Yeah. See, this is our DHCP server. So in the DHCP scope options, yeah, we have configured that 66 and 67 port scope options. 66 we
Oh,
have configured with
By right clicking. Configure. Like
that
this.
66 is our boot server in our environment.
this this is only dedicated to the Citrix, right?
Not there. Mm, say, if the device boot from hard disk, it won't come to DHCP.
Okay.
Say
But
if
this is
any of the
this.
devices enabled like a boot from network, then this is happening. Okay.
Okay.
That we
So
don't
it's
maintain
not
it not
only
only
it's
for
not only for
PVS,
Citrix.
not
Any
only for
other
PVS.
device booting from over the network, they're using
Over the
these
network, yeah,
two scope.
DHCP
Okay.
server will act as a like a it will redirect to that boot server.
Okay.
Okay,
There
so
was
now here
nothing.
we are configuring the DHCP 66 is used for boot server host name. In our environment, we are using that boot server is
Straightforward.
our PVS server. So
Yes.
if we are using like a WDS, Windows Deployment Service, that is our boot server. Okay, say in our companies, say I work for CA Technologies. So there they have one product called OSIM, OS Infrastructure Management. That is our boot server. Means in that we used to configure in the 66 port number our OSIM server we used to configure. But now in our scenario, our boot server is
PVS server.
PVS
PVS.
server. That PVS server we are configuring.
I'm sorry tonight I'm asking so many questions because these
Yeah,
are
no
very
issues.
important on the real environment. They when an issue happens. So, is there any other scope or any other place on DHCP we need to check if something happened for the PVS?
Yeah,
or
definitely
this is the only
DHCP, like
place?
we need to check it from the Wireshark where exactly it is failing and whether that boot file is transferring or not. These are the areas we need to check it.
Okay.
So
So this
mostly from
mostly
the
this is
target
scope. Yeah.
device, we'll check from the Wireshark, we'll check that how the network packet traces are going on.
Okay. So just making sure the DHCP server is up and running, and this
Yes,
scope
yes,
is
the
also
DHCP server and
configured.
scope
Yeah.
options, all those DHCP logs, all that we need to check. Then the DHCP server will forward that request to that PVS server. Then that PVS server and 67 come to 67 port number 67. Yeah. So now here in the 67, what we have is, so we have the boot file. So that means the device first will boot from this file. This boot file is like in our PVS server. And in the PVS
Okay.
environment, what is the boot file name?
ARD BP32.
ardbp32.bin. So from this device is getting booted.
Nice. That's all we need to know.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Okay. So
in
then, like this request goes to that boot server, and device will get that boot file. Then it will contact the PVS server. Then PVS server will check the database based on the MAC ID. What is the configuration we done the Vdisk? That device is going to be attached to the device. To that like device will boot using the streaming capabilities. So those all will check it practically now. Okay, so please come to that new VM you have created.
this was nothing there. We have
Yes,
selected.
yes. So
Check
we
this.
have configured 66 and 67. If you don't configure this, what is going to happen?
They cannot boot it.
Yeah, it's can't reach that boot server. DHCP is only for assigning the IPs and forwarding to the boot server itself. But it is if you don't get it, it can't do it. Okay.
Based on based on your experience, is there any situation these two port or scope like get corrupted or not responding?
Yes, yes. Sometimes we'll be getting that is one of the common issue. Will be we need to troubleshoot that. Why exactly that problem is coming, or a high-end DHCP server maybe need to configure.
We have sessions for troubleshooting also.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
After completing all,
Yes,
how much
yes.
we will
Yeah. So come. So now, like, try to understand. Here we don't have any hard disk. Even if we have hard disk, also 1 GB is not enough to install Windows. Okay, we have only memory and the CPU, and we enable boot from network. If you don't enable also, it's going to switch to boot from network itself. Yeah, go to power on that device. So now if you understand here, try to understand this message. What is the message is? Like a network booting, the device is booted, it went to DHCP, then DHCP assigned
IP address.
IP address, then here this like it went the boot file also, while we got one error, right? What is that error? No entry
Found.
Found in
Did
database.
found in database for the device. Okay, so what is that meaning?
MAC address
So
we
in
will
the
not provide.
previous database, this MAC ID entry is not there. Okay, so we need to map. If you have the 1,000 devices, the 1,000 device MAC IDs, we need to add with the corresponding vdisk. Then that PBS is going to search when the device boots. What is the assigned vdisk has been given to that? It is going to be booting. Okay, so come to your previous server. So for that we need to remember that MAC ID 000C29. Okay,
So
so try
we should enter that manually to
this
the
this
database.
manually we need to enter that. For
Okay.
the bulk, first we'll get all the MAC IDs, those all will update automatically. But as of now, we are doing manually this. Say go to device collection in the PVS, cancel this device collection. Create a new device. So what is the first device we have is
Master it's
that is a master image. So now give device one.
So just we choose random Mac or just we
Yeah, only because IP is dynamic, right?
right.
00C29. Because this is one-time activity for all the devices.
If we
Yeah,
delete that device and recreate, we need to add it
yeah, we
again
need to add another. Okay, so now try to understand here. We need to attach the corresponding VDisk also. And the second device is booting from hard disk or VDisk?
from the
VDC.
hard disk.
No, no. Second device will boot from the VDisk. First device only will boot from the hard disk. Yeah, come to
Yeah.
that VDisk. Yeah, yeah, choose that, add that VDisk. Yeah, we have only one, but if you choose multiple options, the device will get the dual boot options. User can select which VDisk he want, he can choose that.
10 Windows
Yeah,
11,
as
10
of now, we have only one VDisk that we are assigning.
we can create 10, 11 like this.
Yes, yes, we can create. Then, if you attach multiple that, like I hope you know the dual boot options, right? At the booting, you will get two operating systems. User can choose which one you want. Yeah, click OK. OK. So as of now, still keep that VDisk into private mode only. No, no, go to VDisk pool.
Private mode.
Yeah, as of now, private mode only, right?
After
Then restart that device. Now we'll get a new error.
F12, no need.
Now that VDisk is locked is the message we'll get. Is that new mission or
Just now we created this
that new mission?
new mission.
But it is in the private mode, right?
Yeah, private mode.
I think you create the Win 10, right?
Win 10. No, not Win 10. Win 10 is master email.
Master image.
It is 1 GB. We got messages.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that D1, yeah.
Now shut down this VM because they shouldn't boot from the private mode. Keep it into standard only. Come to that device collection. Yeah, that's got. But the master image is down, right? That's the reason it booted. But keep it into standard mode only. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Go to
Okay.
Vdisk pool. Vdisk pool.
It is
That
not active.
Vdisk may be in the locked state. That is the reason we are getting that. Refresh once again. That device booted, right? That's the reason it's maybe went to locked state. Refresh again. Refresh. That lock file, LOK file will maintain if the Vdisk is in the use, it's going to lock that. Then forcefully you can remove that lock also. Admin can remove that, but in the production not a recommended one. Yeah, right click on that. Remove lock option would be there. Manage locks.
Okay.
Yeah, no locks found. Yeah, that's remove locks.
Clear now.
Yeah, yeah.
Clear.
Yes, yes. Refresh again. Yeah. So
It's
now you
gone.
can change it. Yeah. Yeah,
Standard.
keep it in standard. And cache also modify to
Server.
a server.
So,
So now restart that VM. Yep. So here there is no hard disk, but still the device is booting over the vdisk. And if you got the 100 missions also, those MAC IDs you need to take and add them to the PVS like device collection, then automatically boot those devices. They will get that, like that vdisk is going to be booted. Network wise will have some constraints would be there, but in the physical network we don't get that problem.
How we choose the MAC address? Just we create our own sequence or
No, that's automatically coming. The VMware is assigning those in our environment.
okay.
same password. Is-
Yes, yes. From the admin you can.
how many systems can boot from one
One
VDisk?
PVS server by default it can configure 160
160
160 devices can boot.
boot.
I'll explain that uh, algorithm. Come to that previous server. Go to servers. Right click on that server. Properties. Network. So now here what are the ports it is using? 69102
930.
6930. For all the devices at the booting, you will use 6910. Remaining 20 ports are used for booting purpose. Okay. So, and each port will accommodate,
20 ports.
8 devices. Then 20 ports into
160.
8. Yeah, that comes under 160
17.
160 devices. See here also, uh, come to that edit. See here we can add multiple PVS servers. We can add. Say suppose we have 1,000 devices, then better to add minimum
Like 5 to 6
6
servers.
devices. Yeah, even high availability also we need to design. Otherwise, come to that advanced option. Below that advanced option is there. Yeah, here how many threads per port?
8.
8. 20 into
8.
8. If the server can accommodate more requests, then you can increase that number.
So
The
it depends
maximum
to
we
the
can give, yeah. Say if the server performance is more, network also is good on that server, then you can increase more number also. The maximum we can
it's
give is
60.
60. That means 20 into 60 is 1200.
200 days.
Okay. By default is
8.
yeah, 20 into 8 we are getting. Got it right?
So we can
Like
boot 160
160
8.
devices we can boot, but network also need to support.
the more powerful network and
Yeah,
server,
power server we have, then that's we are
then
good.
we can increase the number of.
We can increase that number.
Okay.
Okay, but we need to keep for the high availability also, more servers we need to keep.
Server anyhow we have LAN ports 4 5 like we can add.
Not LAN ports, more previous servers we need to add.
Or previous server we need.
Yeah, because if you have the thousands of devices are booting, one previous server can't accommodate that load. And even that previous server is down, it's a single point of crash. So
So
that is the reason in the form we are configuring multiple previous servers.
So for 1,000 devices, how many servers with high availability if
We need to
we
configure
design everything?
six
Like
to 8 PVS servers will configure.
okay.
If we
yeah.
increase this number, then maybe 4 to 5 we can keep if the server hardware is good.
Do we use a cluster or how we
Yeah,
can
PVS itself by default is the cluster. We configure the form, right? Then when you are designing the second PVS server, you join to this form.
it will it is
Yeah,
the
and
giant
region wise, we are creating the site. Geographical location wise, we are creating the sites. Globally, form. So our company is there. Company level, we are creating the form. Maybe Hyderabad is one location. In US, another location is there. I'll create two different sites.
sites. Okay. They are booting for different
Yes, yes.
like
So and when we like configure or when we update one master, just all we need to copy those file and paste to
Yes,
the
we
other
need to
PBS. We are
replicate
not
also
touching on
into
it.
the multiple sites and stores. Say, don't keep, if you have two locations, one in India, one in US, don't keep only store in India only. Keep a store in US also, then US devices will boot
from US
from the
store.
US, okay, and Indian servers will boot from
India store.
Indian
Yeah.
store. That is the
If it is, if it is any issue in India or any
that's
US,
yeah. So come to cancel this.
what about all these?
So those networking IO level, all that we can manage.
That's not
Bandwidth, all this we can manage those transactions.
I think this is default for 8 device per port.
Yeah.
If we increase those, then we can increase the number of devices.
Yes. Yes. So it
what's
depends upon that we can increase and networking all those also we can set up. So come to Vdisk. Not here. Not here. In the yeah, right click on the Vdisk. Load balancing. So now here we have the load balancing techniques. Okay, say come to that subnet affinity. Use that load balancing algorithm. Check that option.
this one?
Yeah, so that none drop down you come. So best effort and fixed. So if I choose the fixed, then it is going to be delivered from that location itself, or from the subnet itself. It's going to deliver. Means say suppose like US we have one subnet, right? That is going
Right.
to deliver from the same subnet itself. That's going to deliver that Vdisk. Okay, if I use like none, even from the say suppose from the other subnet also, that means from India also it may be delivered. If I keep fixed, what's happening? From the same subnet only we are delivering. If I choose none, it may deliver from anywhere. If I use best effort, first it will try in the same subnet. If not available, then goes to
Different
To the other store,
other subnet.
other subnet.
So
Okay.
I don't want to deliver from the Indian subnets. I want to deliver only from the US. Then you need to choose
fixed.
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 We need to choose. Got it right?
Yeah.
So
How
based
many?
on these subnet affinity settings, like that VDisk need to be like streamed. We are going to decide.
We may we create subnets as per users. Yes.
Yeah, that's at the DHCP level also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where that store is there, from that itself is going to deliver that VDisk. Okay. And for the each server, we will configure that one corresponding store will configure. That means US server store is different, Indian server store is different. And in the real time, the store also is not on the same mission. That store is in the one small like a storage, like from the SAN, like it's a one LUN we are getting, and that we are attaching that. Means it's a shared storage, not a hard disk kind of thing.
Faster from network.
Yeah.
SAN it will be better than
Yes,
server
yes. Performance would be more.
So
And
is the
high
master
availability
image
also will come.
because there is no software running on the everything.
Yes, yes.
shared between two stores, or each
Yes, yes,
store
sir.
has
Yeah, each store we need to replicate also. If any updates done on that image, replicate that to
between the stores
between the
and
stores also.
sites?
Yes, yes. Okay. So come to that. Say go and see that shared path.
So we have lot of space. We can create one more disk also.
Yes, yes, one more. Say, come to that
11.
write cache folder. Say, yeah, here this write cache has been created. Say, create one folder or something on the device, that size will increase. Go to that Windows 10 VM. From the Windows 10 VM.
Ah,
Yeah, this is license issue. That's we don't have license file, right? That's the reason it's coming.
Copy where here local disk.
No, no, not on this. Anywhere you create one. Don't delete.
Copy
Just yeah. So then,
copy.
what is the expectation is that write disk size also need to increase that.
Was 133. Size is increased.
Size is increasing, right? Try to restart that device.
Yeah, it was before 121.
Yeah. So that means whatever the data we have or applications, that all the data is going to stored in the right cache location.
Not in same machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
If system will restart, it
Yeah.
will
Try
delete
to
it.
restart that.
This will this will be available in DSCP server also.
Which
Like
one?
DSCP server.
DHCP server?
We bind a MAC address also.
That IP would be there in the DHCP. Yeah, based on the MAC ID only it will.
We have added this MAC address of this
In the
system.
PVS, we need to add that, not from the.
As we have anyhow this system is giving first time system is booting from network. Anyhow, there will be no IP address.
No, no,
It will give.
DHCP will assign that. You go to that DHCP, you can see this device entry also. And it would be added to AD, all those we are getting.
No, as per DORA process.
Yes, yes. As per the DORA itself, it's got the IP address.
So there should be a MAC address I think before.
No need, no need. Over the network, through the router, it's going to connect to that.
Uh, this
That
this
entry would be recorded after we got that lease. If you want to reserve that IP, then we need to add a reservation based on the MAC ID. And default for the wired connection lease duration is 8 days.
oh which ID which MAC address we are adding in PVS server
Target device MAC ID.
target.
In our environment, our VM workstation is giving those MAC IDs.
In physical, we can assume that
If
this
it is
way.
a physical device, from the NIC adapter, we'll get that MAC ID.
Yes. This will be easy for if physical is easy.
Yes, yes.
We can get all the information
Yeah.
directly.
Can you go back to the PVS and check the size of that hard disk?
Zero.
Yeah. Once the user log off, the data would be clean up. So it's not a dedicated kind of things.
Right.
How can this will be retrieved?
And then we need to use the profile manager. If want the user data need to be there, that need to be stored in the roaming profile kind of setup.
This will be in future.
Yeah, yeah. Say, we can create a roaming profile for that user.
Like
Again, once the device started using, all the data would be written into right cache. Refresh once.
yes, yes. We can check through different user also.
Yes, yes. That is from the AD. AD is there, right? If the user have the permission, he can log in that.
So we should have like a Citrix group to add the AD user to
Yes,
that
yes.
group,
That
and then
permissions
they,
will add that based on that
yeah.
the users can log in. Come to that PVS also, the device collection, you come to that collection. So normally if you have the Windows 10 collection like that, will maintain those. Go to that device one, right click on that. There is Active Directory, right? Yeah, say here from this automatically that created into Active Directory also this device. The device is automatically added to Active Directory. Check once whether that AD got this account or not, or will create an account also. Yeah, create an account. So first check whether that is there or not. Okay, go and
Check
check in the
check AD.
yes.
Com- Computer and user.
The
Yeah,
D1
the
is there.
Yes. We got it.
Okay.
sometime if
Actually,
not like responding to the AD, we can reset from here from the PVS.
Yeah, we can maintain from here itself. That device we can maintain. Can close that.
manually, anytime if you want to
Yeah, we can
create,
delete that also.
if you want to create, we should come and create from here
Yes,
manually.
yes, 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 man. Say instead of AD from here itself, we can create it. Cancel this. Right click on that again, that device. Target device. Yeah, here we can do the restart. Send a message to that user. Send a message. Yeah. So go and check that Windows 10. See, today that this is not a innovative solution, but like Citrix has given this very long back they given. Okay. It's a very stable and very powerful solution in those days where the hard disk cost is very expensive and a lot of physical servers need to boot, like we need to configure a lot of settings. At that moment, like PVS ruled the market. Means if we have the 1,000 physical devices also, we no need of hard disk in the 1,000 devices in the office. All the devices will boot from the single
From
Vdisk itself.
network.
Yeah. Okay. So come to services on the PVS server. In the Windows services. Yeah. So now here, very important is PVS TFTP service. So we have given like a boot server, right? In the boot server, we gave the boot file also. Using the TFTP, the device is booting. Means our PVS server itself is acting as our TFTP, like as a TFTP server. After
TFTP.
boot file it got, then PVS itself is acting as a streaming service also. Okay. Say if we stop the TFTP service, what is happening?
It doesn't boot, right?
It doesn't boot. If you stop the streaming service, what's happening? That Vdisk can't stream. Vdisk it
Oh,
can't stream. Okay. So first for the boot file, it is using TFTP. After that streaming, say we have the port numbers, right? 6910 to 69. 30. That is streaming is happening
And it's always on the same server,
on the same as
TFTP,
of
and it's
now.
streaming.
But if you have a second PVS server, that's maybe streaming server. That's load balancing is going to happen. If you have the 4 PVS servers, first it goes to the boot server. Then boot server will decide which streaming server need to be given to that user. If you have 4 PVS streaming servers are there.
Oh, we
But as
can
of
we can
now,
separate.
yes, yes, that's which server is least loaded, which port is least loaded. That's the way load balancing is happening.
Uh,
Okay. Then
can we specify which one is TFTP and which one is the
yes,
stream?
yes, the TFTP
Okay.
itself we configured in AD, sorry, in the DHCP. So in the DHCP, we configured that itself as our boot server is nothing but TFTP server only. Okay, that means when the device boots, first it will download that TFTP itself, it boots. Otherwise, do one thing, stop the TFTP service here, stop this, restart the device.
It will reach Vdisk, but not boot
No, no, DHCP will give that, but it can't download that boot file.
boot file. We can separate all these
Yes, yes, in the
applications.
real time, one boot server would be there, but multiple streaming servers. So now this TFTP need to download that ARDBP32.bin, but that's not able to download now. Got it right?
Because the streaming is not
Yes.
Yeah.
yet.
No,
The
no.
boot is
After
down.
downloading the boot file, then in that we'll have the list of previous servers. Among that, it will do the load balancing and it will connect to that streaming server. But as of now, it's stuck at now go and start that service.
Go back to the 10. There we go.
Yeah. So this is that Vdisk is booting, right? This is using streaming service.
After restarting this, after TFTP, we are trying to reach TFTP server. Yes.
Yes, TFTP server will give the boot file. Then, as of now in our environment, streaming server also same server. But if you have multiple streaming servers, the first boot server will decide which streaming server it need to give, and a load balancing is going to happen. And in that also, it's going to assign the port number which is least loaded at that moment. Each port can accommodate how many devices? 8. So if everyone is having 4 device count and one port is having only 3, then that port is assigned to that user to boot it.
As per server configuration, we will give this. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try to configure one more server. Okay, now stop the streaming server and restart. Say if you have multiple PVS servers in the farm, even one server stream server goes down also no issue, because
The others are up.
other server it will redirect. But as of now we have only one server.
Fail to restart virtual machine.
Yeah, force restart it. Don't pass it. Yeah, that login, say initial login is going to happen using the port number 6910. Okay, for all the devices that is 6910. Remaining we have 20 ports, because here we have 6910 to 6930 means total 21 ports. But for the login it is using 6910. For streaming, remaining 20 ports. Okay. So that's, if you have a second server, then at least from there it can accommodate. But here we don't have that server. Okay. Come to that server. PVS SOAP server is also important service. So to communicate with the Active Directory and PVS console to PVS server login, for all these, we have the SOAP server is there. And if you use the BDM, then two-stage boot service comes. So if we're not going to say, suppose some of the clients will ask, we don't have the DHCP server, then Citrix has given one solution called as BDM. So for that purpose, we are using a two-stage boot service. Right click on that properties, two-stage boot service. Properties, properties, don't stop. Yeah, this is for the BDM we are going to use. Okay. So just remember other other services also, but as of now, these are important PVS services.
Where BDM will use, you said? Come on.
If we don't use DHCP for the booting purpose, as of now, using the traditional PXE itself, we are using. Means over the network boot, the devices are booting and it going to DHCP server. But some set of clients will tell they don't want to use the DHCP server. Okay, then Citrix itself has provided.
BDM.
Yeah,
BDM service or BDM server?
BDM over the device we can boot it. Over the network we are going to boot that one.
Uh, you know,
They will convert
previous
into ISO image that.
ISO mail.
Yeah,
It will be dedicated. Yeah.
that we need to keep that image on the
Same,
device.
same device.
Yeah, that's not in an enterprise use case.
But this will be operated from Citrix.
Yes, yes.
You can manage from it Citrix.
Yeah. Okay. So one important task on top of that is we need to update the Vdisk. Okay. That we'll do in the next session.
What do you say? The BDS. BD. What is it?
Vdisk update.
BD.
BDM settings.
BDM. Which
Come to
situation you use?
PVS. So that start menu, you go to the start menu, PVS server, start menu, Citrix. That boot device manager is there. First option.
This one.
Mm. Yes. Okay. So in this BDM, you are configuring all these settings. Which DNS server it need to go. Next,
Postman
say you
also.
give your server name, AD name. AD name you give there.
Shall I give now?
Yes, yes. Because our DNS is on that, right?
This will be port.
Yep, 6910.
Static IP
No,
also.
no, no. Next, yeah, the DHCP IPs, all these ones we configure, then burn it.
Automatic.
Burn. So this will create one ISO kind of file, boot file that we need to copy in the DVD or maybe like one bootable disk we need to make it that we need to keep on the target device. But in our scenario, who is giving that? addbp32.bin is there, right? That
Yes.
over the TFTP we are getting. If we don't want to use that, then we are using
Locally.
BDM is the solution.
BDM.
But BDM, we don't use BDM in the real time. 90% DHCP only will use. Okay. So there you type yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Burn it. So
PDF.
don't do this. Normally, like this will burn that ISO.
Already failed. Failed to reprogram this page.
No, no, this may remove that active partition.
Vdisk is already
Yes, yes, the
image.
image. That's the reason they're not.
Cancel.
Yeah, yeah. Normally we'll burn like this and we'll use it. But say suppose in each and every device we can't keep DVD like that, right? Or
Yeah.
USB. That's not in an enterprise scenario. Only Citrix has given the solution for small clients. They don't have
DHCP option.
DHCP server. But you tell like you worked in the DHCP managed environment itself. Okay. So in the next session, we'll discuss this one, Vdisk update.
Separate.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for everyone. Yeah.